Oh, goddamn, wrong stream. Fucking damn it! I was doing so good with the set with no errors and I flipped to the wrong screen to enter. God.
You had one job, you couldn't even do it right.
Everything was going so smoothly. The setup was perfect. Advertising was fine. No, I hit scene 1. There's always something wrong. There's always one thing that happens during my stream. Damn it. Anyway, hi chat. Hello. Hi Fuzzy. Hi Pixel. Hi Gail. I saw the hydrate and stretch. Thank you for that, by the way. I had a chiropractor appointment, so that's good for my bones. Hi Eggs, by the way. Tim and Oni, hell yeah. Yes, we have Oni today as my special guest. Hi, Kat. You want to introduce yourself, Oni?
Hi there, I'm Oni. I'm the virus living in your PC because your antivirus sucks. Member of the Friendlock and Tim's walking nightmare.
You're one of many. You are one of many of my nightmares. So yeah, I have Oni here today to talk about nostalgia with me. Or at least the things that make her nostalgic, at least. And I gave you a shout out because it is well deserved. Oni is very talented. Y'all should check out Oni's channel. You just did a re-debut, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, and she got like a whole new model. Very, very cute. Very pixely. I love the style of it. Y'all should definitely check out Oni. Oni's very funny, very talented. And if you're not following Oni, change that now. I'm like wigged out at the moment because I had a chiropractor appointment and it like popped. Like I heard, you know when you get like you ever see those videos where like cats or dogs getting like chiropractor appointments and they like their bodies like pop and they're just like, what'd you do to me? That's what it felt like for me. But enough about my chiropractor appointment. Oni! I got a question for you.
Yes.
So, okay, we're gonna just dive right into it. The same old questions. What would you define nostalgic to you? And this can be your own definition or from your own life experiences with this definition.
So I actually dabble in nostalgia over on the stream. I'm doing Throwback Thursdays where I go and play games from when I was a kid and things that I loved growing up. Nostalgia for me is this feeling of remembering something that had a big impact on you or that brought you like a lot of joy as a kid that you get to re-experience as an adult. And it still carries, it might not have the same magic, but it still carries like that kind of magic where you go back and even if it aged like dirt, you're like, you know, I remember why I loved this. And I'm glad I got to experience it again 20 years later.
That's the fun part of it, re-experiencing it. Well, you say you do the Throwback Thursdays. I occasionally catch one of those streams when you start streaming. What can you name a few of the games you played?
So we're currently redoing our playthrough of Dark Cloud 2, but on Throwback Thursdays, I've done both the Dark Cloud games, Rogue Galaxy, Kingdom Hearts. We've done some of the older Mario stuff. Skies of Arcadia, that's a big one. I've done like 3 playthroughs of that because I'm obsessed.
I've never heard of the Arcadia one before. I recognize like 2 of those games.
Skies of Arcadia, it's one of my 3 favorite games ever made. It's all about sky pirates.
I know very little about sky pirates. I'll have to look into that. You have to show me that game eventually. It sounds like fun though. I heard you played Kingdom Hearts when you were a kid?
Yeah, a bit of a confession. I was a dumb little dum-dum and never actually beat the first one as a kid. I got stuck on fucking Tarzan for like a year and a half as a wee bab because I couldn't figure out how to get up the fucking tree.
Was that just like, did you figure that out, of course, like when you got older, when you replayed it?
Yeah, 15 years later.
How'd you feel after you figured it out? Did you just like I could have done this.
I honestly wish I could have gone back and strangled my kid self for walking past the obvious door like 20 times a day for a year.
I'm just imagining like little Oni just like it was like how do I leave? I don't know how to leave. And then just like full grown Oni standing behind you.
Dumb baby Oni also couldn't figure out how to beat fucking Spirit Valley and Majora's Mask, so I was a dumb kid.
Honestly, I've heard a lot that like a lot of kids that played like Platinum, at least like I heard like a few of my friends growing up, just like there's like a lot of my friends who played Pokemon, specifically with the Sinnoh region, they played Platinum. And they always talk about, like, I never knew how to get past the paradox scene when you're trapped with Giratina's realm. And then, like, they play it later and I'm just like, I saw the gameplay of it. I'm just like, I feel like I couldn't figure that out as a kid. Thank God I chose Pearl. It's so straightforward. Oh, no, that's fun. I like that a lot for this, like, that stream idea, just, like, revisiting old games. Because, I did that recently, like, yesterday with my friend Kat. And we played Jumpstart. I don't know if you know that game at all.
Oh, Jumpstart!
You do? Do you know that?
Oh, I love Jumpstart.
Oh my god, you're the second person who knows that game, I know. Did you play the 2D or 3D ones?
I played the 3D one.
Oh my god, did you play the MMO?
No, there was an MMO?
Yes, there was an MMO. It was called Jumpstart World.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there was an MMO. And like...
I missed out on so much.
Oh, you did miss out on so much. They had like fun events every season and holiday. Like for like Christmas they had a ski event, and then for Halloween there was like a haunted house. The haunted house was always my favorite. I like Pokemon Uranium. It gave me a headache. I never played Pokemon Uranium before.
That's the ROM that Nintendo like actively has lawsuits against.
Really?
Yeah, so when people talk about like Game Freak and Nintendo taking down Pokemon fan games, a lot of it usually points to Uranium, because that was the one that actually got Game Freak in a lot of trouble.
How? How did it get a lot of trouble?
Tim, do you not know what Pokemon Uranium is?
No, I never. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
So Pokemon Uranium was a fan ROM, but it was one of those ones that had like the darker, edgier stories where an atom bomb dropped and Pokemon could be like irradiated zombies.
Oh. And you can't find this game anywhere?
So there was like there used to be like websites where you could download it, but Game Freak takes it down every time it goes back up because the depiction of trainers being turned into zombies, there's one of the Pokemon sprites was Pikachu with half his face melting off. Like, Game Freak does not want you to play this game.
Oh my god. I know very few Pokemon ROM hacks. Of course, there's like Pokemon Infinite Fusion. That's like a very famous one.
Yeah, like for every good one, like Infinite Fusion or Blazing Red, you know, ones where it takes like the original story and just adds on to it or makes something entirely new with a really cool concept, there's a Pokemon Uranium or a Pokemon Snakewood, where it's like, what if we just took Pokemon and made it as though we were an edgy 14-year-old?
I know there's, I don't know if this is the Snakewood one, but I saw one, I don't remember what it's called, but that might be the Snakewood one, where it's like all the Pokemon are based off like 4chan stuff. If I like, I don't.
No, that's not Snakewood. Snakewood is the Western themed, where everything is like zombies, and there's a sprite of a muck eating a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, Snakewood's one of those edgy, like, dark Chosen One style games. The one you're thinking of with all the 4chan and the internet memes, that's, I think that's Pokemon L.
I think so. I just remember, I saw, like, one of my friends, like, playing a bunch of Pokemon ROM hacks, because they were just like, I don't know what these are, let's see what this is about, right? Not, like, we were all going in blind, and then I just remember seeing so many bad things in this one Pokemon game. One of the starter Pokemon was like, it was just really bad. I don't know how to describe it. It was like, it was racist too. Like, it was really racist. And we were just like, what is this? I don't remember the name. It's probably a good thing I don't remember because it does not deserve to be discovered. Uh, Pokemon ROM hacks are like their own thing, honestly. I
There was one ROM hack that I actually got to play on stream for a little while that was kind of fun. Like, it definitely had an edgy Chosen One story, but it wasn't absurd. And it was actually kind of fun because it introduced like a new style of Pokemon with their own unique custom sprites and everything. It was called Pokemon Xenoverse.
Oh, I think I've heard of that one.
And you could get like alternate universe versions of certain Pokemon. And Xenoverse had like its own unique Fakemon. There were Pokemon that were exclusive to Xenoverse, but it did have like regular Pokemon, and you could get Xenoverse versions of them. One of them being a Greninja that you could fight in the post game. Crazy hard boss, like, because in Xenoverse you can't catch the bosses until you beat them, and then when you beat the Greninja, it was a dark fire type.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Oh yeah, it was crazy hard game. It was kind of fun, but it kind of suffered from like the Chosen One syndrome thing.
Right. There's one ROM hack I would like to play. And it's one I'm pretty sure you've seen it, Oni. It's like the ones where like you play from like the bad guy side. There's like one for Team Rocket, Team Aqua, Team Magma specifically, where you're like a grunt, but you're like the main character instead.
Oh, Rocket Red.
Yeah.
I actually have the ROM for that. I can send that to you sometime.
Ooh, I would love to play that. I saw that there's one for Team Magma, and because I'm obsessed with Team Magma, I want to play that one as well.
You don't get to talk to Maxie all that much. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Your problematic husbando's not in the game.
Oh, damn it! Just let me dry up the world with you, damn it! Come on! Oh my god.
But yeah, I actually have the thing for Rocket Red. I can definitely find the Aqua and Magma ones too, because they're all up on the same site. So I can send that to you later, but
I would love that. Thank you.
Yeah, lots of ROMs are a lot of fun.
I've been meaning to play Infinite Fusion. You played Infinite Fusion for a stream, right?
Yes, I've been trying to recruit you for a Soul Link for months.
Oh, wait, really? Why did
Tim, I asked you about this a month ago.
I don't remember. I don't.
Yes, yeah. I have been trying to recruit you to do a Soul Link with me, especially since I'm about to do my last run of the game before I put it down for a while, and we just got the update that added Meloetta and Cresselia.
I swear I don't remember you asking me. I'm so sorry. I mean, I'll say yes. I'm saying yes. I'll do it.
So, yeah, we'll get a Soul Link of that booted up. I'll send you all the stuff you need, because the game just got the Cresselia and the Meloetta update, and oh god, some of these sprites, Tim, you have no idea how good these are.
I've been meaning to play it. This will give me a good excuse to finally play it. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. You asked me for a while ago. It's like, I probably said yeah, but then I just never responded. I feel so bad.
Actually, hold on. I have one of my favorite Meloetta fusions as a saved sprite. Let me go grab that.
Do you want to show me? Quick. I would love to see it.
Yeah, I gotta scroll through like pages of. I really gotta organize my pictures folder.
Oh no, I get that feeling. All my folders are all a mess. I feel so. It was probably in a DM that you asked me, like for a Soul Link, I think, because we don't get a chance to voice call a lot.
We should. I miss talking to you.
I miss talking to you too.
So when you're playing with Meloetta, what's really cool, the reason it took Meloetta so long to actually be added to the game is because of Relic Song, like where she can swap to her pirouette form.
Yes.
And what they did was they actually made a handful of sprites for both forms.
Really? I imagine Gardevoir's one of them.
Both. Yeah, I'm actually sending you the Gardevoir fusion right now because Gem and I we started up a date night save file where we have 2 Cresselias and then 2 of each of the forms of Meloetta because they have their own dex entries. So if you have the debug mode, you can spawn in either Meloetta. And when you fuse them with Gardevoir, And I apologize for the use of language here, but they kind of serve cunt.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the Infinite Fusion sprite artists go so hard.
Oh, wow. Bro, these are really... I love Gardevoir. Like, Gardevoir, the whole Ralts line's my favorite. Like, one of my favorite Pokemon. So seeing Gardevoir with so many, like, pretty sprites. Like, especially the Pearl F form. Oh my goodness.
And what's really awesome is when Jim and I we sat there in the date night call just for an hour. I spent 5 minutes running to each of the like closest routes, catching everything we possibly could. And we just spent an hour fusing things. And we found some really baller sprites. Like the Pirouette form with Kecleon makes this little hard rocker. If you fuse Cresselia with Banette, it turns into this awesome looking like puppet monster. Like there's so many awesome sprites, and the Infinite Fusion artists really go above and beyond to just make the best things that they can.
No, that sounds really good. No, I'll take you up on that offer. Like, officially, I'm saying it now. It's like, we will do this all Link. I'm sorry it's taking this
you
long.
And me, we're doing it.
I'm sorry it's taking this long. Why did you ask me sooner? Like, again.
I've asked you numerous times. I did mean to bring it up, but I kind of waited until Meloetta dropped, because with Meloetta and Cresselia, they also made a bunch of quality of life changes, changed the story and the level caps a little bit, and they just made the game way, way more accessible. So I did after the first time of asking you, I waited until the game was in a better state so I could bring you in at the best possible version.
That's fair. Oh my god, guys, the hydrates! I'm begging you! It's a good thing I got so many water bottles, and of course, when my music playing, somehow an ad's playing. Great, awesome, I love that. Sit in silence while you hydrate me. No, yeah, I will. Yes, we will plan a day. No, I don't want to open VTuber
next
Studio.
Tuesday. I'm planning on starting up the next run of Infinite Fusion next Tuesday. So,
well, next Tuesday I have another guest to interview, so we'll have to plan a day. But definitely, yes, definitely we'll do it. I promise, Odie. I'm sorry. Okay, so on to my next question for you. This is always the fun one. This always gets the ball rolling. So, Oni, was there any children's media that you watched as a tot that you think would be impactful to kids nowadays in this growing generation that we currently live in?
Define impactful. Are we talking a good impact or a bad impact?
You know what?
Because I got both.
You know, I'll have fun. Answer both for me.
So, something that I watched as a kid that had a pretty profound impact on me as a kid that I think would be, I don't know if it's aged particularly well, but I think would be like good enough coming into the modern era, I guess, was Miss Spider, if you know the name.
Miss Spider. Was it 3D animated?
Yeah.
I do remember Miss Spider!
Yeah, Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Friends.
Yes, I do remember that, actually. You think kids should watch that?
I think there's some nightmare fuel in it, especially nowadays. But that show and Roly Poly Oly as a kid were like...
Roly Poly Oly.
Yeah, those two shows definitely had a pretty profound impact on me as a kid. They had great life lessons, and I think they don't age particularly well, but I think if people were to give them a chance nowadays, they'd be just up there with Bluey in terms of like kids shows that don't try to hold your hand.
Right.
Mind you, nothing's as good as Bluey, but
right. Because Bluey is just like, goddamn.
As for a show that would have a profound negative impact on kids, that's an easy answer, because the first time that we tried to show you an episode of it, Canada had to actually apologize for it.
Oh wait, was that the one you tried to...
Angela fucking Anaconda.
Right! You tried to like stream that your server once, right? Was that the one?
No, what we were streaming in the server was undergrads.
Oh, right.
Which was a Teletoon at night. It was an adult animated show, which is still fantastic. It is still one of those amazing shows that aged like dirt, but in the best kind of way. No, Angela Anaconda was a children's animated show from Canada.
It was the one with the real faces, right?
Yeah, the one that they showed at the beginning of the Digimon movie, and we had to apologize for because it scarred a bunch of kids.
You're Canadian, so you had to watch a lot of different shows from some people who grew up in America, right?
Yeah, we had like a whole fucking different suite of garbage.
Right. I was Roly Poly Oly like exclusively to Canada?
Well, clearly not, because you remember it.
I did, but that's because like when I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid, my parents like dug up the literal things that are not in America. Like I didn't watch Caillou as a kid, honestly.
I think Roly Poly Oly, because I've tried talking to people about this down in the States or over like with my family over in the UK, and they don't remember ever seeing an episode of Roly Poly Oly, so it might be Canadian.
I do remember watching. I feel like I've watched a lot more Canadian shows despite not being Canadian. Like, I believe this was a Canadian show as well. Have you ever heard of Rotten Ralph?
Oh God, Ralph.
Oh my God! Wait, do you actually know it?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You're like the first person who knows Rotten Ralph I know. Oh my God.
I still have a tendency. So nostalgia is a big thing for me. Every week I will dedicate a day where I just go back and binge watch or revisit shit from my childhood, and I recently ended up rewatching Ralph.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that show. It's so fucking stupid.
It has aged poorly.
It really has. It really has, especially just like there's not many lessons in Ralph that I remember. I just remember Ralph as like when I was a kid. I just remember Ralph, he's like, he's making a mess, he's so stupid.
There was actually 2 shows, and I do not know if these were Canadian or not, but I remember them having a deeply profound impact on me, and not in a good or a bad way, in a, was this a fucking fever dream? Were these real? And I have to find out if they were kind of way. And I recently discovered, yes, they were real. It wasn't me just having a fever dream as a kid. But one, I don't know why I questioned this so much. It was Songwa.
Songwa. I've never heard of that one.
The Siamese cat.
I've never heard of that one, actually.
So it's an animated TV show based in Chinese culture, but an animated cat, and it's a children's show. So the whole thing is she's a domesticated house cat, but she goes out of the house every day to go play with friends and learn life lessons. And it was just this really cute show as a kid that I swore for years didn't exist. And then there was George Shrinks.
George Shrinks. I've never heard that one either, actually.
2D animated TV show that was aired and made in Canada by Nelvana, the Canadian animation company, about a kid that's 2 inches tall.
Like, actually 2 inches tall?
Yes.
I need to look this up. What's it called again?
George Shrinks.
George Shrinks. Hold on. This just sounds like Flat Stanley to me. Oh my God, he is actually 2 inches. Oh, he was a book. Was he a book first or an animated show?
He was a book series first that got adapted into a Canadian children's TV show, and the whole thing is like he darts around the house in little toy cars and fucking Ruth Goldberg machines, and just lives his life as a 2-inch tall dude.
How does he live? How was he birthed?
Barely. The show does not want to get into it.
Like, I guess it was like the meaning of the show is like accepting your differences, basically, right?
Yeah, it was all about learning to live comfortably about who you are, getting over your differences and making the best of every day. And it was a pretty interesting show that 15 years later I could have sworn was a drug trip.
The style looks cute. Like, the animation style looks really cute. I just... How were you born? You should not... I'm not gonna question it. I'm gonna get into, like...
The show hints that George was a C-section.
Oh yeah, I forgot, like, C-sections were a thing. Oh, God.
Yeah, the show tries to drop weird little hints about it, and all of it's really uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable thinking about this. We're gonna move on from that.
I'm so glad Grubbs remembered Sagwa, though.
Oh God, Sagwa. I saw someone asked, was it, oh yeah, Grubbs, it's like, did you ever watch Teddy Ruxpin?
I watched the Teddy Ruxpin cartoon.
I did not. I actually didn't know who Teddy Ruxpin, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, I didn't know about Teddy Ruxpin until I watched the Ted movie.
So, there is one more thing from my childhood that I think would have a pretty profound impact on the world right now.
Don't tell me it's positive or negative. I want to hear it. Just...
I don't know if it would be positive or negative. I just know that it's still talked about.
Really? What is it?
Yeah, people nowadays need to go watch fucking... Okay, so, you know Code Lyoko?
Yes, I've heard of it.
The animation company behind Code Lyoko, at least for the 2D sections, would go on to animate what was... It was during the era of, like, Western anime that tried to sell kids toys.
Ah, okay.
But it didn't catch on, like... So there are the better-known ones, like Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh! There were the lesser-known ones, like Battle Beat 'em On and, like, weird offshoot shit like that. And then there was one of my genuinely favorite shows as a kid that I think people need to watch because it was weird even as a kid.
Yeah.
Daigata Defenders.
God Defenders?
Daigata Defenders.
Daigata.
It's about a group of 4 kids who fight evil using magic dice.
Okay. I'm like looking at images. Oh wait, I spelled it wrong. Oh, it's D-I. Okay.
Yeah, Daigata, like die as in like rolling die.
Oh.
Yeah, Daigata Defenders.
Huh.
It's genuinely like such a ridiculously well-written show to the point where one of the lead writers would go on to write Avatar: The Last Airbender. You
know what? Looking at the style of the show, yeah, I can see it. I can see, yeah, like Avatar in this. Oh yeah, I definitely see it.
Here's the crazy thing. Animated and written in Canada. It is a Canadian show, and it fucking slaps.
The art.
So if you want to see Avatar before Avatar was a thing, go watch Daigata. That shit actually, like it does not even hold back either for a children's show. So the way the dice work is they're enchanted with ancient runes, and depending on how the kids roll the dice, it produces various effects. And it's not like they're rolling it at random. Like they throw the dice to use specific effects and spells, but it's everything from like summons to hurling fireballs to like creating rock walls. And the lead character, the dude with the black and red hair, he has a dice rune. He has a rune combo that turns him into a literal murderous demon.
Huh.
Yeah, he gets possessed by the actual devil and goes on a murderous rampage. Like, this show was weird.
I'm putting this on screen for anyone who wants to see what this looks like and didn't know how to spell like I did. This, it looks
and each
good.
of the kids has like different effects. Like Eric, the dude over on the far right, all of his dice are based around technology. So he summons like mechs and turrets and shit. And his sister, the girl in the back, her legs don't work. Those boots that she's wearing are actually an invention of his so that she can walk.
Oh. Damn.
And she's all about summoning critters.
Critters, aw. And what about the blue-haired one?
The blue-haired one is all about utility and defensive spells. Ice walls, summoning ancient spirits and guardians. She's got healing magic.
Ooh. And then the guy in the middle is the devil one?
Yeah, he is the main protag with the ability to turn into the literal actual incarnation of the devil.
That's so cool. I wish I could do that.
It only happens twice in the whole show.
How many episodes are there?
If I remember correctly, Daigata had like 80 episodes.
Really? So this was like a series that went on for a while. At least a good while. Like 80's a lot. Oh, that's interesting.
It had 2 full seasons.
Mm-hmm.
There were 40 to 45 produced episodes. There were 30 lost episodes that were aired as special editions, and then 10 episodes that were unique to the games. Like if you bought the games, you got to watch episodes of the show that they were part of the story.
That's so crazy.
Honestly, it was just a weird show, and this is one of those ones where I say people need to go watch it because the lead writers of this would go on to write Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I shit you not, they would go on to write Slugterra.
Really?
Yeah, the guys who wrote this branched off and did their own thing to create. Because the guys who went off to go write Slugterra also wrote Stormhawks. So the Daigata Defenders writers would branch off to go write 2 of the most influential TV shows of all time.
Damn. I might look into that show. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh. Damn, we need that nowadays.
Watch party?
Watch party, absolutely. I'll do it in the private server.
Let's go, Daigata watch party.
Also, Grubs, to answer your question. Oh yeah, go ahead, finish what you're saying.
We should also have a Chaotix watch party. That shit slaps.
Oh boy, yeah. I would love to see some of y'all's like old shows that you watch. I've been wanting to show people like Rotten Ralph. I've never met anyone who knows Rotten Ralph before, besides you. So that makes me really happy. Cause every time I bring up Rotten Ralph, it's like, cause I always have conversations with like in college. It's like, okay guys, let's talk about our favorite old shows. And then I come up with like, I bet you guys aren't gonna know this one. And I'm always right, cause no one fucking knows Rotten Ralph. He was my goat as a kid. I remember renting his VHS tape. Yeah, like when I was a kid in the library. That's the only way I would ever watch him. There's like the VHS tapes in my library, and then I would watch them on my little TV in my room. And I'd be like, hee hee hee.
The animation style was weird.
I thought it was good. I think it's silly for its time.
It's nightmare fuel nowadays. But
I think I saw like a Rotten Ralph creepypasta actually once.
There are a few.
I remember seeing one. What was her name? Charlotte? Yeah, her name was Charlotte, right? The one with the like the ducks in her hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I remember I always wanted to be Charlotte because I've always wanted a talking cat. Everyone at my age, especially if you're a cat girl, wanted a talking fucking cat. No, yeah, I love talking about, like, kids shows. Especially what, like, I haven't heard anyone bring up Roly Poly in a while. My god. I remember it.
Oh, Roly Poly Olly.
I remember watching it. I had, like, the DVDs and the VHS tapes, but... like, the only thing I remember was the Christmas special episode. I think it was the Christmas special episode where, what was her name? Dottie? Was like,
yeah.
The little sister. Like, she had I don't remember if it was like a Christmas episode or it was like a nightmare episode where Dottie was being like, had a nightmare of this guy, this evil man who would be like taunting her a lot, but then she had like a button that would make, like, that would like tick either like it's like the man ray thing where you either tickle him or it made him cry or something. I don't remember. Do you remember that?
That was the Christmas episode. She was scared of Santa.
Oh right. Yeah.
Because she was scared when Ollie said, you know, he watches you every day of the year to make sure you're being good, and she was just like, he can see me. So she had nightmares that this dude was just spying on her 24/7.
Yeah, and then like again, like she had that button. Like I remember her having a button specifically. Yeah, that was like the one thing I remember from Roly Poly Oly, and that and like the funny their funny little shapes. Like the Roly Poly's friend was like a square, and then wasn't the mom like really tall too? Like I remember.
Oh yeah, ridiculously tall.
Yeah, and they're like springy legs. Roly Poly watch party.
God, we have so many shows to watch. Yeah.
I love. This is my excuse of like talking about them with this talk show.
Okay, so we should move on to the next question. Also, you scrolled up on your chat, so
I did because I saw a question I was trying to answer, but then I got caught up with like roly poly oly. I was trying to answer Grubs. So is this a podcast you regularly do? This is a podcast that I am regularly doing. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm gonna try to have a new guest with me to talk about nostalgia. Also, hi, first time in chat, Miss Lack.
Missakane.
Missakane.
He's one of my community. He is an excellent creator in the motion app I was showing you, the 3D clubhouses.
Oh yeah, I remember you showing me that. Oh well, welcome, first time in chat.
He's from the motion community.
Oh, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, so, yeah, Grubs, so every Tuesday and Thursday I'm going to have a new person to join me and talk about nostalgia, because I can never get tired of it. Speaking about nostalgia, this is my favorite topic. Alright, Oni, what was your everything toy as a child? The toy you carried around everywhere and you absolutely treasured as a kid?
I actually had two, and I still have them.
Ooh, okay, share them both.
So the two toys that I carried around with me for years, one was a family heirloom. His name is Gus.
Mm-hmm.
He is a giant stuffed donkey that belongs to my great-great-great-grandfather, and it's a tradition to pass him down in the family. So he is like 80 or 90 years old. He's you can tell, but he is a big stuffed donkey that I have kept with me since I was a kid. We still have him here, actually.
Aww.
Yeah, he stays with me so that one day when I have kids, I can pass him down. But the other one that I had as a kid that has not left my side since I was a kid is this tiny, like teeny tiny little panda toy.
How small are we talking?
He can fit in the palm of your hand.
Oh.
And he used to come with me. I would tuck him into my shirt and bring him to school with me, and he has been my good luck charm. I literally carry him with me everywhere.
Oh, does he have a name?
I named him Perry.
Perry. Aww. So I'm guessing because they like, especially the donkey plush you brought up, they're like very well loved. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, they are ridiculously well loved. You can tell how long I've had Perry. You know what? Actually, hold on. I have him right here. He stays all the time.
Do you want to show a picture of him? I can show him on stream.
Yeah, here. I'll get you a little photo of Perry.
Absolutely. Oh boy. I love like because I talked to the last two people I talked to on this podcast was Kat and Boone, and I've seen both of their plushies and I could tell how much they were very well loved. I love talking about like items of everyone's past because like everyone had a different item growing up, and I just love hearing about that story, honestly. That one item that just made you so happy as a kid. I listen, as a toy collector, I love hearing about toys. Very interested in how old Perry looks. See here?
If my camera would fucking center on him.
He's shy. He's camera shy. No, yeah, it was while Oni's doing that.
There we go.
Oh yeah, let me download that. Aww. Oh, they're so little. Let me show them on stream. Let me get that up. Properties. This is Oni's little guy. Oh wait, is this the image? Hold on, where is it? There it is. Oh my god, it's huge. Oh my goodness.
I would say don't show the bottom of the photo. People don't need to see how messy my desk is now.
Hold on. Here. Little guy. This is the best I can do.
That is my little guy. That is Perry, my little panda.
Aw, and you carried him everywhere as a kid?
I carry him with me everywhere now.
You still do?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I genuinely love that.
Yeah, every time I leave the house, he is my comfort toy. He helps me get over my agoraphobia.
Aww.
And whenever I go to my local game store, he's my good luck charm to beat people at Magic. Like you, when I eventually have you on for a Sunday event.
Oh no! I was joking!
Hey, you said you'd win. You volunteered.
I was making fun of Xenon.
You volunteered.
I signed the certificate. I signed the contract on accident.
Here's hoping you know how to play Commander.
I don't know how to play Magic. Was it Magic, right? You said?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Magic. Shane knows more about Magic than I do.
Well, then you better learn.
Damn it! Oh my god.
Because I'm having you and Shade on as guests.
Oh no! You're both gonna kill me. Well, he just started playing Magic actually, so he's like freshly learning. I feel like anyone that knows if I know anyone who knows Magic more than me, it's my brother. He's played Magic for years.
Can we drop the photo? I don't need people seeing how messy my
Oh,
desk
sorry. I was about to remove it. I'm sorry.
Oh god, I really gotta clean up in here.
It's okay. I get it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to show it for that long.
Nah, you're good. He's an adorable little guy.
He is a little guy. I just want everyone to admire the little guy.
He stays with me.
I'm so happy. And do you like put him in your pocket or your bag when you go out?
No, I tuck him right into my shirt.
Oh, right in your shirt. Okay. I mean,
yeah. So his little head always pokes out.
Aww. Oh, that's so cute.
It's something I started doing as a kid, and it just became tradition with him.
You everywhere you go, he will always be there.
Pretty much.
I always want to carry one of my old stuffed animals around with me, but the thing is, like, I always get worried that I might like lose them. So my paranoia of like not bringing them is like I have to leave them home because I don't want to lose them. So, but then I'll get anxiety when I'm outside. So it's like, we love Perry in this house. So going off of like the question of like items from your past, what was something you always wanted as a child but you never got during your childhood years, but now that you're adult you can?
Oh god, so this is kind of a loaded question.
Mm-hmm.
Because okay, so something that I always wanted as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't ever get.
No.
I was always, so my mind was obsessed with three things as a child.
Okay.
I was obsessed with very specific toys,
mm-hmm.
magic,
mm-hmm.
and snakes. Snakes and spiders.
Oh,
creepy crawlies.
Oh, you were a creepy crawly kid.
I was. And it's not that I don't get these things as an adult. It's the fact that I splurged on them as a young adult. As a teenager, when I had my own job and my own money and, you know, I didn't have to be an adult yet, I did splurge and I bought tons of magic and I bought tons of nostalgia toys. Like I got a Defender stuff and Beyblades and Beat 'em On. And I got my very first exotic pet. It was a rose hair Chilean tarantula. It was a Chilean rose hair Chilean tarantula that I named Ariadne. And they were my obsession for years. I would continue to invest in these things. Like, I obviously do still play and invest in a lot of magic. I still have some of my old nostalgia toys. Like, I have the first set of Bionicles ever released as collector's toys.
That's cool.
And my partner and I currently have a snake together named Lemmy.
Oh.
So it's not that I don't stop getting these things as an adult. It's that as an adult, you don't have the money for these things anymore.
You just run out so quickly. So the moment you had the money, you, like, as a young adult, you went after them.
Oh, yeah. The second I had expendable income and didn't have to pay rent, I was like, mine. I remember my first ever reckless purchase, because this was around the time when I was still in foster care, and I had to convince my social worker and my foster parents to let me buy Ariadne the first time, because they were like, you want to bring a fucking half a foot long tarantula into our house? Are you kidding me? And I was like, but she's friendly. Chilean rosehairds are domesticated. She don't bite, as she proceeded to bite me like a week after I bought her.
Oh.
It's fine. One of my foster brothers opened the door really loud and spooked her, and she nicked me.
Aw. I am very much of a person that does not like spiders, so...
Oh, but they're so friendly.
They're scary!
They're babies.
Some of them are, I can admit, but some of them are scary! Like, there's like the giant one in Australia, what's it called? Like Augustus?
The camel spider. Augustus the camel spider.
Yeah! Those things, I will set my house on fire if I saw that.
So there was actually one. I didn't go to this university for any kind of classes. I would eventually go to TRU, which is a school here in Canada, where I got my body technical engineering degree. But during the later half of high school and a decent chunk before I went to university, I was part of the Simon Fraser University pipe band because I was a bagpiper. I was a weirdo. And Simon Fraser University had Lily. Get down from up there. Simon Fraser University had an entomology lab where they held one of the sweetest beans of all time. I got to spend so much time with her, and I fell in love with her. She was a domesticated bird eater.
Oh. Those things are huge, aren't they?
Yep. For those of you who don't know what a bird eater spider is, they have a 2.5-foot leg span.
Oh my god.
Yep, body's the size of dinner plates.
Oh god.
And they had a domesticated one, and she was an absolute bean. I used to spend so much time with her.
I applaud you for being so brave, Odie. I couldn't. I actually couldn't.
Oh, she was an angel.
I believe you when you say that. I just probably wouldn't want to be in the same room as her. I have like really bad arachnophobia, so looking at spiders make me go, "Ugh."
Yeah, she'd be about the size of you.
Shut up.
No, I mean legitimately, with a 2-foot leg span, if you held her upright, she would be about the size of you.
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh god, now I'm thinking about spiders, oh no.
Should we move on to the next question?
Yes! Okay. I forgot that you're really into magic, though. Like, I didn't know you were into magic until I saw the stream that you did with, like, Xeon.
Magic and D&D. It's my life.
I know D&D, but not magic specifically, though. So when
So D&D is definitely a big part of my life. I got into magic about 16 or 17 years ago, and it became an unhealthy obsession.
Oh no. How unhealthy are we talking about?
I have spent $16,000 on magic cards over my lifetime.
I'm not even gonna judge you on that, because I spent way worse on my dolls. Not yet, at least. I will, though.
I actually have a shelf in my house dedicated to just boxes full of magic cards.
You don't put them in binders?
I put the collectible ones and doubles and its especially important cards in binders.
Okay, that's
and then
important.
I put cards that I use for regular deck building in boxes.
Okay. I'm a binder person. I'm sure you've caught my card organizing streams. I just put everything in binders.
Oh, Missile Kane, I didn't even bother with the Lord of the Rings set. I knew everybody and their fucking mother would be scalping the Lord of the Rings boxes trying to find the One Ring. Because you don't know about the One Ring, do you, Tim?
No, I don't. I don't even watch Lord of the Rings, honestly.
So when the Lord of the Rings set was produced in Magic, they had a one-of-one ring. It was a one-of-a-kind single print ring, like the One Ring from Lord of the Rings, printed in Elvish.
Ooh.
There was only one printed, and Post Malone said whoever found it, he would buy it for $2.5 million.
Whoa.
Yeah, so Post Malone currently owns the one of one.
Damn. that's a lot of money. They probably spent the money on magic cards, though. Oh, that's crazy. How long has Magic been out for?
Since 1993.
Really? I thought that was more like a 2000 thing, actually.
It caught on around the 2000s, but it was a very early 90s card game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about as old as I am.
I remember my brother being really into it. He's still kind of into it. He's been kind of on and off, but there's like a lot of card shops in my area. So every time when he wanted to go to the card shop, he'd take me because he'd help me find Pokemon cards for me. My hunt for some of my Pokemon cards are over. Well, if I were to go to a card shop, I would look for Mewtwo cards because I'm trying to collect all the Mewtwo cards I can, which is like.
Oh, you're a simp.
We're not at that question yet, Oni. We're not at the simp question yet.
Simp.
Shut up, Lukey. We're not talking about me. We're talking about Oni, first of all. How does Kai do that? That's so cool. There's like a mini Mewtwo on the screen. That's so cool. But no, yeah, my brother's really into Magic, and Shade only recently started playing Magic with his brother. How do you guys do that? That's just so like, what emo do you guys use? That's just so cool. Have you seen anyone else do that, Oni?
Oh yeah. It's a better TTV plugin.
Oh. Right. Okay. I'm very scared when you bring me on to play Magic because I know nothing about Magic. Only the limited knowledge from Shade when he info dumps on me about it. He got into playing Magic recently, so he'll like tell me all about it. And I'm just like, this is so cool. I love my boyfriend.
As much as I joke that I'm gonna bully you and your boyfriend, if you're not comfortable coming on, obviously I'm not gonna force you onto the show. But I would love to have one or both of you on the show as guests.
I can ask him to join because I think he'd be excited to play Magic with more people. I don't know anything about it, but I think it'd be funny for you and everyone if I just like, hey guys, I found this piece of grass card. It has a leaf on it. What do I do with it?
The only thing that I'm going to warn you, and you should probably tell him about this, is the Sunday Gathering events are Commander games. So if he knows anything about the Commander format, then he is welcome to come join.
I'll let him know about that. Thank you for the offer, though. Like, for that extending to Shade. So, okay, okay, I'm on the right question. Okay, good. So, Oni, what was your favorite thing or place as a kid that's just completely gone now due to the modern age?
Toys R Us. I was a Toys R Us kid.
So was I.
I still remember the jingle.
Like,
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I miss Toys R Us.
It's like back, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. You couldn't walk into one of the mega stores, and there was the giraffes everywhere, and the electronics section with all the new consoles that you could try. You could go to the middle of the store where they had the big plushie section, and you could just branch off to anywhere, and there was toys as far as the eye could fucking see. They had Legolands, and it was like,
Toys R Us is back. Yeah, Toys R Us by technicality is back, but it's not the same. Like, I don't.
It's owned by a new parent company, and they took away all the magic.
Because that's what parent companies do. They take away their magic. There's like literally a website and there's a Toys R Us website that you can order from, but it feels so dead. Like, I feel like I'm on a fake website of Toys R Us. I'm gonna get scammed, but it's real. It is a real website. I don't know about actual stores. I have not seen, at least in my area, there's not a Toys R Us
I have
here.
not seen a physical store anywhere.
Yeah, just only the website exists, and they have a TikTok account where they advertise, like they have Jeffrey the Giraffe on their TikTok, but it's like, Jeffrey doesn't know TikTok! Jeffrey shouldn't know TikTok!
The other thing that I remember as a kid, this was when I was a later kid, like around when I was like 10-ish years old.
Yes.
So after I had just like moved to Canada for the first time, obviously. I remember there was a company called ThinkGeek that still technically exists,
Mhm.
but nowhere near the capacity that they used to. And they used to make all kinds of nerd shit paraphernalia. You
Mhm.
could get sonic screwdrivers from Doctor Who. You could get t-shirts that had like electronics in them, so you could play an actual drum set on your shirt. If you ever watched Big Bang Theory, Sheldon, when he had that shirt with the loudspeaker in
Yeah.
it, they made those. That was Think Geek.
I did not was thinking ever like a chain store? Like Toys R
It
Us?
was for a little while. It was a chain store. It was an online store, and now they've been relegated to a handful of products in EB Games.
I only knew the online store. When you said thinking, I immediately recognized it because when I was younger, specifically I was in high school, I believe. No, middle school. It was middle school. I no, I think it was a mixture of high school and middle school. Yeah.
EB Games is the Canadian branch of GameStop.
I'm mad at GameStop.
When I say EB Games, I'm talking about GameStop.
Right. I'm mad at GameStop because GameStop's also one of those places just like it's dead of its magic too. Like you've been to a GameStop when you were a kid. You remember like you could like physically play the games like in the store to like demo them?
I used to go to the GameStop with my friends, to the EB Games with my friends in middle school, and we used to just go and play the new fucking Mario Kart with one of the employees who used to work there because he was super cool. We fucking loved that dude, and he would beat our ass at Mario Kart like every other day after school.
Oh, that's so cool. No, yeah, like I didn't have a store of thinking, but when I was younger, I'd buy from the online store because I was really into Overwatch as a kid, and McCree was my favorite, so I'd buy a lot of Pop Funkos of McCree.
You would.
I like McCree. I don't like Cole Cassidy, Overwatch 2. Yeah, ew. I don't like Cole Cassidy. It's not the same.
It's the same.
It's
dude.
not! It's not the same, dude! It feels very different! Like, it's just not the same. It's not the same. It's nowhere near the same, Oni. They're not the same!
They are literally the same guy.
They're not in my heart. Stop dead naming!
Respect his transition. He chooses to be Cassidy now.
I fell in love with McCree. I can't with Cole Cassidy. It's a whole different name. I do like my condolences for the whole situation because I know why his name got changed because his name was based off one of the like an abuser who worked at Blizzard. But it's just so sad. Yeah. It's just so sad. Cause like god damn it, dude. Like why did they have to name like I think I would have been fine if Cole Cassidy was his original name.
So I'm pretty sure we don't have to answer the next question.
Let me see.
Because I've already answered it.
Yeah, you did. We don't have to answer that one since you already answered.
Magic and D&D still my hyperfixation to this day.
Yeah, some of my head 10 dead naming cowboys. McCree makes me angry. Cole Cassidy makes me angry. It makes me upset. I don't like Overwatch anymore.
Actually, we technically can answer this question.
Do you want to?
Because there was one hyperfixation I had as a kid that I'm still technically kind of obsessed with, but not nearly to the degree I was as a kid.
Okay, so let me ask the question for the chat then. What was your child hyperfixation, and has that hyperfixation left, or does it still linger, or is it 100% still part of your everyday life now?
So it still kind of lingers in that I will go back and rewatch this at least once a year.
Mm-hmm.
I was obsessed with the concept of chaotix.
Chaotix. Can you explain that to me, please?
So chaotix was around the time of Yu-Gi-Oh! And all the toy shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of being like, oh, here's a card game or here's a toy game where you just kind of integrate it into the series, chaotix was unique in that it was an online card game built around 4 races: Underworlders, Overworlders, the Danian, and oh god, the lizard race that almost nobody played.
I'm like looking at the images right now. I've never heard of this in my life. So this was like a card game? Was also like a show?
So what this was a card game. It was a really cool card game. And it was something that a lot of people really enjoyed. During the brief run where it was an active card game and even a video game for a little while, it was genuinely kind of fun. But it was the show that hooked people, and it was the show that I was kind of obsessed with. Because the way the show portrayed it is, instead of just being like part of this game, the way you played the game was you had these little scanners, which held your deck, and you could like play the physical game or the online game. But in the scanner was a whole other reality. Your consciousness would get teleported to an entirely different dimension because Chaotix was real. So to actually acquire new cards, you would go into the game where they had this whole hub where you could like watch other players' matches, because the way Chaotix worked in the show was you and the other player would lock in your decks, your creatures, whatever it is you were playing with that round. And then when you would fight, you'd actually become the creature.
Really?
And fight a real battle. And that was such a cool concept as a show. And you actually got to, when you wanted to acquire new cards, they would teleport to the plane where all these monsters actually lived. And to get new cards, you had to scan the actual monster, or the actual piece of equipment, or the actual magic as it was being used to get a digital copy of it.
Oh, wow.
And it was this super cool concept where you got to like see the war of this other world unfolding and learn all about these cool new characters. And the battles themselves were so cool because you got to see like real world thinking in action. And the show went on for 3 seasons. The first 2 were baller. The third one changed the animation style because it was picked up by a new studio. But the whole show, like overarching, was just so goddamn cool. And I go back and rewatch it at least once a year.
And the show's gone, or does it still exist, or like not even the show, like the card game?
The card game semi-exists. So the official support for it died years ago, but there are still like fan servers and weirdly enough communities who still play the actual card game. It has held on to a dedicated fan base, and the creator of Chaotix has been fighting a war to acquire the IP for like 15 years.
Really?
Yeah, he wants to bring Chaotix back. He's just wrestling to get the rights to the show back.
Oh, I wish he does.
Oh, we all do.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's so interesting. My head's still like in shock about like so you turn into the creature?
Yeah, so when you're in like Chaotic, the actual like hub overworld, you go into these battle domes, and each of the battle domes is named after and run by a GM. And what's really cool about the GM system is when you win enough matches, you get challenged to a show match by a GM, and if you beat them, you get an ultra rare card and the chance to become a GM.
Oh. So
but
cool.
They're almost impossible to beat because they have access to parts of the realm and cards that no one has ever heard of before. But
so cool.
But when you go into the dome, the battles were either 1v1, 3v3, or 6v6. And you would lock in a handful of monsters from your deck, give them equipment, give them they were called music. So it was magic, but it was all music based.
Ooh.
And yeah, you can see why I love this show. And when you would start the battle, you would be physically transformed into the creature, and you would have access to their moves and their knowledge, and you'd basically become them for a period of time. And they actually delve into this in the show. There's one period of time where Max, the main character, or no, Tom, the main character, his favorite character is an overworlder named Maxor. And there's a brief period of time where Maxor is actually being affected by a curse that drops all of his stats, because all he can see is like when he looks at people, it's like nightmare versions of everything. He's been afflicted with a fear. And that actually translated into the card. Every time he played as Maxor, he would be affected by the fear.
Oh.
And they delve into this in the show they do a custom match, him and his best friend, where they go into the game and they're trying to like tap into Maxor's memories to figure out how to cure it.
Mm. Oh, that's so cool.
It is a baller show. It's up there with Daigata as like one of my favorite things ever.
Oh.
So obviously, chaotic watch party.
Obviously we need to make a fucking list at this point. Oh, that's so interesting. Wow, I hope he gets those rights back, because if the card game like it gets revived, I would love to look into that, because that actually sounds really sick.
Honestly, after the show, let's pop into the server. I will boot up an episode of Chaotic for you.
Okay, bet I'll do it.
Because the original company that owns the IP uploaded all of them in HD on YouTube.
Oh, fun! How
You can watch the whole last series.
How many episodes?
So there were 3 seasons. I believe it was 48 episodes.
Okay. That's a binge right there. I've got to make myself popcorn for that then.
Yeah, so after the show, head over to Tim's server. We're going to do a chaotic watch party. We all the first episode or two, and you can see why I fucking... So the third season got picked up by a different animation studio, and it went full anime. Mm-hmm. But the first 2 seasons had this really awesome... They were done by the studio that did 16. Mm-hmm. So it has that same, like, cartoony, really cool Nelvana style to it, and it's just so cool.
I definitely would like to watch that. That sounds cool. I'm gonna hold on to the tab I have open on my phone, because I was looking at pictures as you're describing it. That sounds so cool. Okay. Oh, this is one of my favorite questions. Okay, Oni. Time to dig at you some more. What was your first fictional crush as a kid, and does that crush still linger to this day?
Yeah.
Go on, Oni. Who was the first love?
Okay, so growing up, there were 3 characters that I can straight up say I had a huge crush on. One of which was actually my Bioawakening.
Oh, okay.
So I had 3 fictional crushes. One that just struck me like a fucking wall and stuck with me for years. One that was my Bioawakening and still is today. And one that was my gender awakening, and I refuse to elaborate further on that.
Fair enough. Go in order.
So, in terms of fictional crushes, I've been going on and on and on about Daigata, and you remember how I said one of the writers would break off to write Stormhawks?
Yes.
Piper from Stormhawks.
One
of my childhood crushes.
Well, what was it about her that just made you go, like, oh?
She was a smart, nerdy, caring girl who put everybody first on top of being just really goddamn adorable. Mm-hmm. She was just fantastic to me. My Bioawakening was actually one of the first anime I ever got to watch.
Ooh, okay.
And he is also my troublesome favorite.
Okay.
Sashomaru from Inuyasha.
I can see you like him.
Actually, from that same show, I had a thing for Sango. Still do.
I know some of the characters from Inuyasha. I never actually watched it, actually, when it was popular.
Yeah, so Sango and Inuyasha... Mm-hmm. Sango from Inuyasha and his troublesome brother, Sashomaru. Sashomaru was very much my Bioawakening, because I looked at this pretty man and I was like, oh no, men are good.
Oh no, men can be hot too?
And then, since I'm on the subject of it, I may as well. My gender awakening was Bugs Bunny.
You know what? I get it. That, like, you do not need to elaborate. You're just like, I think Bugs Bunny was the gender awakening for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But Bugs is gender. Bugs can have that power. That's so interesting, with all 3 characters having a different side. And of course nowadays you still have fictional crushes, so. Oni?
Hmm?
Oh, I thought I cut off. It was like I thought you cut off for a second.
No, I'm still here.
Okay, just want to double check. I like I said, I thought my internet got flaky and I saw my OBS turn red for a second.
No, you're good.
I always love talking about fictional crushes with people. It always turns into, like, I just love hearing that. So each of those characters.
Actually, I just realized there was one character I had a crush on that was technically all three at the exact same time.
Oh, okay.
James from Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to snort at James. It's just like I didn't expect James.
Because he was not only my bi awakening, my straight awakening, and my trans awakening all at once.
Do you still like James to this day?
Oh god, yeah. He is still peak.
Yeah,
I grew kind of an appreciation for Jesse over the years, but James is still peak.
Oh, I love Team Rocket. I like that trio. I love that Team Rocket so much. I do like that. Like I hear James because I do know a few of my friends like James. I didn't like James as a kid. I like him as a character, but trying to think. I'm trying to think of like other. I didn't like any of the men from Pokemon. Now I think about it. When I was a kid, a lot of my crushes were very inhuman. Like Mewtwo, for example. Like, was it Mewtwo, Sonic, and then, like, Foxy? I had very inhuman crushes as a kid. Humans were not a thing to me. Gives us a Pokemon anime. It's just about Jesse, James, and Meowth. I would watch that. Please. I love talking about fictional crushes. Okay. Ooh, okay, this is so, Oni. What sounds, smells, and or images trigger your nostalgia?
This is an answer that I, pardon the language, ruminated on for quite some time because there is a sound that I actually have on my stream. It's a donation reward it's a specific donation amount for one of my closest friends, Crazy, that I made just for him because the PS1 opening sound hits me with such a wall of nostalgia. I literally feel myself shake every time I hear it.
Oh, I haven't heard the PlayStation sound in so long, actually.
Every time I hear the boot up sound, I literally like melt into my seat in pure bliss.
And you have it's like a specific amount for like a donation, you said?
A specific amount just made specifically for one of my closest friends.
That's so crazy. Like Crazy Fox, like you said. So that's like specifically sound. Do you have any like images or like scents?
In terms of scents, anytime I smell lavender, it brings me back to when I was a kid. Because for the short period of time where she was still in my life, lavender was my mom's favorite smell. So we would have lavender and Shania Twain all the fucking time. She would always be burning lavender incense and be listening to some fucking Shania Twain song.
Like always?
Always. I grew up listening to Shania Twain 24 goddamn 7.
Honestly, same with my mom. Except it wasn't Shania Twain. It was like a European artist. I don't remember. And for images?
If I ever see a single image of anything from those 90s TV fucking infomercials, I don't know if you guys had these, but up here in Canada, in between like ad breaks and commercials, we'd air these little infomercials about like don't do drugs, you know.
We did not have that. At least I don't remember having that as a kid.
And anytime I see even the slightest hint of the house bear image, my brain mentally shuts down.
Like in a bad way?
No, in the why the fuck is this here thing.
Oh yeah, okay. So, like, did the infomercials just pop up, like, during the day, or was this, like, a night thing? Because the only, like...
All day.
All day? All day?
Certain ones would only appear later at night,
Mm-hmm.
but it was an all-day thing. And you might actually recognize one of these. If you've ever seen that meme format of, like, you wouldn't steal a car, why would you download a movie? That was one of those late-night infomercials.
I actually never seen that one. Actually, I've never seen the meme for that.
Oh, God.
I've never... So it was, like, were the infomercials just specifically just, like, don't do this sort of thing, right?
Hold on. I'm going to get you one of these so you can watch this and witness my horror.
Okay. This is where, like, I was actually really excited to, like, have the interview with you, Oni, because I knew some things, like, there'd be some things where I could not relate to you in terms of, like, your nostalgia, because the last two people I interviewed were more in my similar age range. So I was very excited to see what you grew up with, and I don't know what this is, so I'm very curious. Because I'm trying to remember when I was a kid. Like,
Actually, while I'm trying to find this, I just remembered an answer that I wanted to share to an earlier question, if I may.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
If any of you ever want to watch one of the greatest goddamn shows ever made, which was also My Trans Awakening, a character that I genuinely had one of the biggest crushes on, to this day has not gone away, go watch Cyber 6.
Oh, I've heard of Cyber 6. Never watched it, but I heard of it. But who was the character that had your awakening and, like, crush?
Adrian.
Adrian,
six herself.
I can see it. That's so interesting though. Oh God, please don't do the kitchen Canadian PSA. That one still horrifies me to this day. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is, Oni?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go grab that one.
Okay. Not to actually 20 minutes later, but did you say there were four races in Chaotix? There was
okay, so if we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of it and talk about fucking Chaotix, yes, in the third season they introduced the fifth race. So there are technically 5 or core races. Don't give me that shit, Xenon.
Just not to actually 5 races. Thank you. Oh my God. Actually. Yeah, I don't remember ever having, like, PSAs that pop up, like, during the TV. I just remember, like, the child-friendly ads, like the wubble.
Here you go. Here is the Canadian kitchen PSA that has haunted several of us to this day.
Let me stop the music and okay, hold on. I'm gonna pop this up on the TV. Just a moment. Let me see here. Browse. No, not browser. I don't want browser. Video. That's what I want. Video capture. Yeah. Oh my God. No. Wait. Stop. What did I just do? Wait. Did I just grab the? Oh, God damn it. What?
Having trouble there, boss?
No, I got it. I swear. I picked the wrong thing. It was window capture. I meant window capture. There we go. Okay, hold on. Let me bring this down to the TV. You can't see the background now. Hold on. Let me just make this itty bitty. See your chat. I'm gonna go over the chat. Let me do that. Theater. Here we go. And then I'll full screen it when... There we go. Actually, no, that works perfectly. That's good. Okay.
I'm the sous chef here. With any luck, I should be head chef by next year. I've got this amazing fiance, who I won't be marrying this weekend. Because I'm about to be in a terrible accident. But really, I should have cleaned up the grease over there. And they should never put the deep fryer so close.
Oh my God!
Yeah, this played on children's TV networks. This was marketed to kids in Canada.
My jaw is so far open right now. Oh my
and
God.
This was unironically one of the tamest things we were ever presented.
The tamest?
Yeah, there were objectively worse.
Oh my god!
You wonder why Canadians grew up to be weirdos.
I
Because we were subjected to this as kids in the 90s.
Oh my god! That's horrifying. That just popped up randomly on TV?
Mm-hmm. Several times a day. In between episodes of George Shrinks, Angela Anaconda, and fucking Beyblade.
That's so scary!
Yep.
Oh my god! I'm like holding my head, needing a moment to process what you like. I've seen like the PSAs. I knew PSAs like that exist that would just pop up like that because like I watched a video like JonTron reviewed some of those were like job accident prone ones where it was like there were like PSAs for that, but like, oh my god, that's so fucked up. And you had to watch it as a kid?
Mm-hmm. Because these were played during commercial breaks.
Did you learn anything from them?
Yeah, Canadian TV was weird.
Fair enough. Oh my god. I know it was acting and I know it wasn't real, but just like, oh my god. It's so fucked up. I feel
Allow
fucked
me
up.
to send you something as a palate cleanser.
Okay, please.
There you go. Have a palate cleanser.
Oh, it's a turtle. You know what? I'll show this on stream for their own palate cleanser because they need this just as much as I do. Hold on.
Congratulations. Welcome to the hell that was being a child in Canada in the 90s.
Hold on, let me... This is for
And
you.
to be fair, the one I sent you was arguably one of
The
the tamest.
Here, chat. We have turtle now. Baby turtle. Getting cleaned. And he's so excited. Oh my god.
There you go. Have a happy little turtle.
Oh. This makes me feel a little bit better. That was still really fucked up, though.
Yep.
That was...
Imagine growing up with it.
I don't want to. I'm so sorry for you. Oh. Oh my god, let's move on to the next question. So, okay. Okay, this... Oh my god. Okay,
You good over there, Tim?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just... That scares me. Oh my god. Not the turtle, the thing. Okay. Okay. Do you think... oh my god. Okay, Tim, focus. Do you think nostalgia or having nostalgia is a weakness or empowering as we grow up?
I think it depends on the nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I think it depends on what you're nostalgic for. Because there's obviously empowering things, like when I go back and I rewatch shows that had like a great impact on who I am as a person, and I get to revisit my roots and feel good about who I became today, right? That kind of nostalgia is fantastic. That's empowering. But if you're nostalgic for admittedly really troublesome or problematic things, or you get nostalgia for like the wrong reasons, like you start feeling nostalgic over something that had a profoundly negative impact on you, that's harmful. That's just not great.
It's like a very double-sided sword because everyone's different when it comes to nostalgia. Like, for some people, nostalgia could be like, oh, I went to this big toy store as a kid and it was like the best thing ever, and like that warm fuzzy feeling of just like as you grow up and grow old, we're having good memories. But some people don't have those kind of memories, and and like you said, they can be very harmful. So I do fully agree with that sort of statement where, like, it just depends on the person what you remember. Because everyone's different. Like, everyone's nostalgia is different. That's, like, the one thing... That's the one thing about nostalgia. I'm, like, stretching because I saw the hydrates and all that. Oh, my god. Oh, Oasis, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Oasis4211, thank you for the follow. Currently have a shotgun pointer...
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and ban that.
Yeah, just gonna do that. I don't know where my mods are, but no. There we go. Didn't like that.
Did not like that one bit.
I'm trying to get over what I watched. I didn't need to read that. Oh my god.
The bots are getting more and more wild.
They are. This is the first time I'm seeing that though, like on my channel. Just go back to asking me if I want to buy followers. Don't do that. Oh my god. So yeah, nostalgia. Am I right, Oni?
Nostalgia, am I right?
Does this channel? No, I have mods. It's just that some of them are just offline at the moment. Where are the tits in the bio? I'd rather ask, like, people say for tits in the bio. Have you ever gotten nostalgia when showing a younger family member a show or movie you watch? Like, I got super nostalgic when I babysat my niece and nephew, and we watched Prehysteria? I don't have younger family to show my nostalgia for. I guess I would feel more nostalgic when, like, showing my friends, like, some of the things I watched as a kid. But I hadn't had the chance to do that, so I don't know. Oni, you want to answer that question?
I don't have family for the most part, but I get nostalgic whenever I get to show friends and loved ones things that I care about. Like with Jem, whenever we do date nights, or with my other partner when I got to introduce them to One Piece for the first time. I show people I care about the things that I love, and when they inevitably either fall in love with it themselves or, you know, they're like, oh, that was neat, I can see why you loved it, but it wasn't for me. Just getting to share that experience is an amazing feeling.
I fully agree with that. Yeah, just sharing the things that you grew up with is fun with, like, the people you love and friends. Hopefully that answers your question, Chaos. Okay. Yeah, nostalgia, Tim. Everything's going all catty-wonkus now. Okay. Ooh, okay, I love this question. So, Oni, if you could bring one thing only from your childhood and bring it to this current day and age, what would it be? It could be anything from old TV shows to discontinued products, anything.
Chaotix.
Chaotix?
Or Daigata.
Your answer was already built up. Nothing else you want to bring back? If you had a choice? Besides
everything else that I love from a kid is still a thing.
Fair enough. Bring back Blockbuster. We need Blockbuster. As much as I
miss Blockbuster!
I also miss Blockbuster. The sad thing is no one uses, like, DVDs anymore, though. Like,
I miss being able to go out and rent a game and try to beat it in the week that I had it.
That's true, yeah, but now people are just like, why don't you just buy the game? It's like, what if I don't want to keep it? Like, what if I don't like the game after I play it? There's one Blockbuster left in Oregon.
What if I don't want to spend $60 on a video game I'm not entirely sure I'm going to like? What if I want to spend $5 to rent it for a week?
That's so true, though. Like, just let me rent Breath of the Wild, see if I like it. No, I spend like $60 buying the game. I haven't played it yet. Have you played Breath of the Wild?
I haven't had a chance to play either of them.
I haven't had a chance either. I only recently bought the game, and I've been planning to play it for a stream, but I have to finish Skyward Sword because everyone in my chat says, like, finish Skyward Sword! Finish Skyward Sword, Tim! It's gonna be so long. So those are your only two things you bring back?
Yeah, for the most part.
Alright, fair enough. Okay. What was your thing as a kid? Was it art, gaming, writing, any of the sorts? And how has that hobby or skill developed over the years? And how would you compare it to your younger years?
My thing as a kid was music. It was always music. I was raised in a very musically inclined family. One thing that I absolutely love telling people, because it is one of the coolest things about my family, is one of my family members is actually in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask, who specifically?
My grandfather, Brian John Drew, was the lead saxophonist for Gary Lee and the Gang and the Regents back in the 60s. He wrote the song that was really, really popular, Barbara Ann. If any of you were in high school jazz band, you know Barbara Ann because it is one of those songs that every jazz band in the world has played. A couple of years ago, my grandfather and his saxophone were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I was raised in a very musically inclined family, and music was always my passion, even as a kid. I always wanted to take after my grandfather and my dad and my great-grandfather because they were all incredibly talented musicians in different areas. We trace our roots back all the way to the Victorian age, where some of my family were famous composers. So, yeah, chaos. My dad was my grandfather was Brian John Drew. He wrote Barbara Ann.
That's so cool.
He was part of the Regents when they first. Yeah, he was part of the Regents. So, we have really talented blood in our family, and I always wanted to be a musician. As a kid, I was classically trained. I wanted to grow up to be a composer. I wanted to grow up to take after some of my idols, like John Williams. It wasn't until the late 90s, early 2000s where I discovered EDM, and, well, we all know where that went.
I'm guessing you were like very much a heavy band kid when you were younger.
Oh, God, yeah. Jazz band, choir, concert band. When I was doing my extracurricular stuff in the cadets, I was in the pipe band. I was in the military band. I was in the fucking marching band. I was... If there was a musical program in school, I was in it. My music teacher in high school got sick of seeing me 5 classes I was in 5 out of 6 music-based classes a day. He got tired of me hanging out in the music room.
Oh my god. So, did you play like a lot of different instruments, or did you play like one for like the most part and like others?
I have experience and know how to play every instrument except the piccolo.
Really?
Could never get my hands on a piccolo.
The piccolo is the only instrument you haven't played?
Only instrument I have not played.
Wow. Did you have to go to like a lot of lessons to learn a lot of the instruments, or did you just come naturally?
Some of it came naturally. I definitely inherited learning how to play the saxophone from my grandpa Brian, but a lot of the instruments. So for a lot of the instruments, it was just because while I was in my middle and high school bands, jazz and concert band, every single year, I would always pick a different instrument every single year that I was in the band.
And they allowed that? I don't know much about band class. I kind of just assumed, like, if there was one instrument that you're good at, they made you play it.
So a lot of music teachers will have you stick with what you know if you're asking them to, like, swap to an objectively harder instrument. Like, brass players, the trombone players wanting to suddenly learn how to pick up the saxophone. That is a very wildly different skill set. But given my family history and the fact that my music teacher saw me pick up instruments really goddamn quick, he just kind of said, fuck it. If you can learn it in a month, you can keep it.
Really? And that was the time limit, and you always learned it within that time limit?
Yeah, every year when I would join the new bands, he said he would give me a month, and if I could learn the instrument in a month, I'd be able to stay playing it for the year.
That's crazy.
And more often than not, I stuck with it for the whole year.
Wow. Huh. So again, you like you said you know every instrument besides the piccolo?
Just about every instrument, yeah. There are obviously some, like, national instruments from various parts of the world where it's kind of goddamn hard for a Canadian woman to get a hold of one.
Yeah.
But I do know some exotic instruments. Like, I know how to play a shamsir.
I don't know what that is. Can you tell me what kind of instrument it is?
The Chinese string instrument. If you've ever seen them, they like lay them on the lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to play a shamsir.
That's so cool. Is there like an instrument that you like that, like, out of all the instruments you play, do you have like a favorite one and like a least favorite one?
So my favorite instrument that I would say I've ever gotten the chance to play is the bagpipes.
And you still play that, or do you still play the bagpipes to this day?
I don't play the proper pipes. So Definitely due to, I want to say long COVID symptoms, but for the most part, it was due to severe injuries. I don't have the lung power to keep up with the pipes anymore,
Uh,
as well as nerve damage in my hand, making it really goddamn hard to do flourishes. But when I was younger and I still had full motor control, I was a grade 5 piper.
that's really cool. And like to repeat the other question, what was the least favorite instrument that you played?
Learning how to play the bassoon was the worst fucking thing in the world.
Bassoon was that?
Yeah, the bassoon and honestly the flute, gorgeous instruments, but they are the fucking worst.
Are they? I don't know. Is it a wind instrument or is it a string instrument?
The bassoon is a wind instrument. If you've ever seen like those really long clarinets, like the ones that stand on the ground, that's a bassoon.
Oh. Okay. And like you don't and the flute is like the same reason you don't like the because like the bassoon.
No, weirdly enough, the flute is because of flute players.
Flute players?
Flutists are some of the snootiest people in any band.
Really?
Yeah, they are. So if you were to like take every instrument in a band class and assign it like one of those roles of a kid in the school, you know, like the emo, the prep, the jock, the yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Flutes are the preps. They are the cheerleader, like we are the best of the band preps.
Really?
They had their own flute players always have their own little cliques.
Oh my god. And you don't like the flute purely because of that clique you had to be in school?
Oh god, flute players just absolutely ruined the experience for me because I wasn't one of those year-to-year flutists. I was a year 3 flutist, so what would end up happening was I would join the flute section, and by the time I was playing on their level, they were like, "Ugh, you weren't one of us. You weren't part of the wind section. Just fuck off." And I was like, "Ha ha, you're just saying that because I got the solo this year. Fuck you."
Oh my god. So I'm guessing you had a lot of like, did you have rivals in the bands that you were in?
Oh yeah, there were genuinely kids in the band class that hated me.
Really?
So the way my high school did it is because we were a performing arts school, our band was separated into 2 separate bands. We had the year-to-year band, where it was just, kids of a specific year, and then we had the all-year concert band, which was band members from every single grade that all played together. And in the all-year band, I became infamous for being that kid that was on every fucking instrument randomly. In my last year of high school, our band teacher for our final performance actually had me jump sections between songs to cover various instruments that we needed.
Really?
Yeah, one of the songs that we played for my final year required a solo from an instrument that no one in the band played. So we packed the school's extra one, and when we got to that specific song, I jumped sections to the brass section so I could do the solo.
Wow. That's really impressive.
Yeah, they hated me.
But you were so talented. They hate you because you were so talented. So
They hated me because in their own words, I felt like a spotlight stealer.
Aww.
Because in that same year, I was also in the choir. I was also in the jazz band. I led the fucking quartet because I actually started our school's quartet program.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in a barbershop quartet.
Oh, oh, it's so fun. Oh.
So
I'm guessing, like, because you did a lot of, like, these musical programs, like, in school, were you, like, because, you know, at the end of every graduation, there's, like, specific people who get, like, specific awards, or, like, awards for, like, you know, for doing something in school, right? Did you get, like, the highest, like, music award in high school?
Yeah, I did.
I'm guessing not many of the kids liked you because of that.
No, actually, they all knew it was coming.
They all knew it was, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, so the way our high school did awards was for awards like that were the part of the sports programs, the drama program, the band program. It was a school-wide vote. So everybody in the band voted for me to get the award. They all knew I was going to get it because they literally gave it to me. They didn't like that they felt like I spent a lot of the years, you know, jumping ship constantly, trying to, you know, they felt like I was just getting the spotlight. But by the time we all graduated, they realized it wasn't a spotlight thing. It was just I am an ADHD kid and wanted to learn as many things as fucking possible.
Mm-hmm. That's really sweet though. That
I,
there's,
I,
like,
ro-
are you-
Ironically, a lot of the bullying and the tension kind of eased up as soon as my grandpa got put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Because once the kids in school realized where my roots came from, they knew why I was like the bandy. It's because I kind of had a lot to live up to.
I mean, like, understandably so. That was so sweet that they voted for you, though. Oh, that's so cool. And you pursued, like, you pursued, music, like, did you pursue it into college before you switched? You say you got digital auditory? Was that what you...
So I went to university to be an audio technical engineer. The reason I stuck with it is because getting an audio technical engineering degree would allow me to work alongside soundboard engineers because I wanted to work with symphonic bands. I wanted to go and do the soundboard design and the stage engineering and the technical work behind getting symphonic bands and symphonies to sound as amazing as possible. Because if I worked with them, I could eventually kind of worm my way in and continue to, work towards my dream of being a composer. And then I became a voice actor, and I never got to do that.
You did, like, you graduated college, right? Or...
I have my degree in audio technical engineering. I have minors in creative writing and composition. So I actually am technically a composer. I am technically a composer.
Oh, I didn't know you majored in creative writing.
Yeah, I got a minor in creative writing. I actually had some short stories and creative writing projects published in a book.
Oh, really? What was the book, can I ask?
So it was an anthology from our school that got published into a national publication where they took some of the best short stories and poems and creative writings from our university's creative writing students, and they published them.
Oh, that's so cool. And one of your stories was added to that?
2 of mine, actually.
Oh, 2 of yours? Do you remember what those short stories were, can I ask, or...?
Yes, so I had a short story that was written about, like, a post-war... So I will straight up admit, both of my short stories were inspired by TV media. One was written it was written after a series about cars, where the whole thing was they lived in like a society where it's so hard to explain when you're asked about it. Basically, think of it like cars of their entire life because they're runners. They do deliveries, they do runs, because if you're caught running this illegal stuff, the government tries to kill you, flat out. So cars are their whole life. And then the other one was very much, I wrote an isekai story. I wrote a goddamn .hack story.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And that's published?
That is a published thing with my name on it.
Aw. Oh, that's so cool, though.
Not proud of that one.
Oh, that you might have answered one of the questions that what was it? No, that was probably one of the few questions I was like, well, you could probably have a different answer for it. But that's really cool to know about, like that part of your life, actually, Oni. You just have a bunch of layers, don't you?
I am someone who I'm someone who likes to constantly be doing things. So it definitely stems from self-harm and self-esteem issues, but I genuinely grew up thinking if I couldn't become this interesting person that I would end up getting left behind. So I ended up doing all this stuff and having so many stories to tell because it became this anxiety where if I couldn't share these things, people would lose interest. And that still kinda lingers today in that I'm constantly doing new things, but the self-esteem issues are not nearly as bad.
That's good. You've definitely grown into, like, I think you've definitely grown, like, just getting to know you from, like, I've known you for almost 2 years, I want to say?
2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years. God damn, that's how long ago that my old friend Locke was. Jesus. No, I definitely say for sure you're definitely an interesting person for the 2 years I've known you. Even now, you're still interesting to me. I'm learning even more stuff about you, so it's like, just like, wow. I had no idea. Oh.
Well, I gotta keep impressing you if I'm gonna kiss your face.
Yo! You can kiss this question, though.
Let's go.
What was your thing? Oh, wait, I already asked you that question. Oops, I didn't scroll. I'm dumb. I keep fumbling the stream. Damn it! Oni's making me nervous, guys.
It's not a stream with me in it if it's not scuffed.
That's what I say to everyone too. All right. You probably already answered this question, but I bet you have another story to go with this. What was the cringiest thing you did as a kid? This is a safe for work question, of course. Would you do that same? Would you do the same cringy thing, or would you have changed it if you could?
Okay, define cringe.
I'm gonna let you define it. Find that moment that was like, I guess like painful.
So
just,
are
like...
we defining cringe as like a dumb thing you did that you regret every single day, or do we define cringe as like one of those things that you look back on and you physically recoil in your seat because you were like, why the fuck were you like that?
Both. Like that, like mix those feelings together, but more like the latter.
Okay, so a dumb thing that I regret doing every single day was, as a weebab, I once burned my best friend's house to the ground.
What? Hold on. Hold on. What? You don't just casually explain yourself, Oni. What happened?
Okay, so I was still living in Thailand at the time.
Right.
So I was still like very much wee bab.
Yes.
We were playing in their house, and fun fact about Child Oni, I had a bit of a pyromaniac streak.
What?
To this day, I still have an obsession with matches.
What?
So we were playing with matches, and we're doing that thing that Thai kids do, where you fuck around with bugs and you burn ants, and I accidentally burned one in a house that caught on fire, and we were 2 4-year-olds who didn't know how to put out a fire, so we ran outside, and by the time his parents got home, half his house was burnt to ash.
Oni! Oni! What happened afterwards?
Oh, they rebuilt it in like a month.
I mean, that's good, but like, I'm never letting you near my kitchen. You are away.
Oh yeah, no, fire has followed me since I was a kid.
How much has it followed you?
A couple of years ago, before I moved in with my current partner into the house that we currently live in, I was living in a low-income housing building, and the unit above me burst into flames.
Did you cause that?
No.
Okay.
My upstairs neighbor was an elderly gentleman who was in his bed. He was smoking. He was relaxing, and he had a heart attack. And the cigarette fell on him and burned the entire building to the ground. Well, not the building. It just burnt. Yeah, it burnt the unit to pure ash.
Oh my god! And I still can't get over the fact that you just said you set your friend's house on fire as a kid.
I was 4. Leave me alone.
I'm still just like, I'm in shock. Okay, that's the first cringy thing. What's the other like recoil story that you had?
I used to Naruto run.
Okay, that's not that. You're telling me the 2 cringy things. Between the 2 cringy things you told me, setting your friend's house on fire as a child, and the Naruto run, and the Naruto run is worse than setting your friend's house on fire?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did your parents say about it, can I ask?
Oh, they thought it was hilarious.
They thought it was hilarious!
Even my friend's family thought it was funny.
They did? Was this just like a joke? Was like a casual thing, or like What do you mean, maybe?
You gotta realize. So I lived in an urban center in Thailand when I was a little kid.
Right.
A lot of the buildings there are sandstone. They thought it was funny that we managed to burn a stone building to the ground. They didn't even understand the logic behind it.
Okay, I mean that's a little funny, but it's like, how'd you burn? What kind of matches were you using? Burn up. I'm at a lot. I'm at a loss of thought.
I appear to have broken him.
Congratulations, Oni. This is like third interview streaming. You've broken me. Oh my god. You're just full of layers, Oni. Like so many layers to uncover. I still can't believe the Naruto run thing was like your, like just Naruto running. How old were you when you were Naruto running?
Like 12.
Oh, okay.
This was late middle school.
Was the Naruto running really the cringiest thing to you?
Yeah. Because it wasn't just me. We had a whole group of kids that would do it. We Naruto ran during the Terry Fox run.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we were cringe.
Okay, that's a little cringe now that you said that part. I thought you just meant like as a kid, cause like I feel like goddamn ad playing. I don't care, Shopify. Wait, when you say just like the Naruto run thing was the recoil part, it's like that can't be the worst offender. Then you say you did it with a whole group of people. It's like, okay, that's probably the worst part. That's crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Like in the most loving way, you're crazy. Oh, okay. All right, time for heartfelt. Time to get in your heart, Oni. That sounds so weird. Okay. Do you think your past self would be excited or proud of the person you become, or do you think otherwise?
I think if my past self were to know who I am nowadays, they'd be a bit excited, but at the same time, I feel like they'd be a little bit nervous. Because, so finding out my gender identity, I had inklings as a kid, right? Like, there were signs, there were little guesses. I never quite felt right even as a kid. It wouldn't be until like middle school, high school, where I had that awakening, you know? Like, I had that moment of, oh yeah, no, this isn't right. So I feel like if my younger self saw who I am today, three things would pass through their head. It would be, wow, did we finally decide if this was correct or not? Wow, why are you doing this for a living? I thought we had bigger dreams. And wow, why did you settle on that cup size?
So it's a very mixed bag, you feel?
I feel like I would be excited and impressed, but also very shocked at myself. Like nowadays, I'm incredibly happy with who I am. I'm happy with how my life came out, where I'm at, the people I've met, the things I've done. Like, how many people can say they've gotten to live a life like mine, right? Where they've gotten to meet some of the coolest people. I got signed to a music label. I can say I'm a published author. I can say I have family in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have so many claims to fame. Friendlock being among them, getting to be among one of the most popular YouTube series of all time. There are a lot of things that I could never imagine doing as a kid. But at the same time, I feel like I'd be really scared if I saw who I am today, because who I am today is, I'm still very much in the middle. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm becoming the woman I wanted to be. And that would scare me as a kid. Because kid me would realize that means that we took our very conservative family and our very conservative lifestyle and threw it out the window in terms of being honest, which was a terrifying thing as a kid.
No, that's like, well, I can't.
And then also growing up to have boobs bigger than our own head, like that would be.
shockingest part.
For reference, in case anybody doesn't know or hasn't seen pictures of me online, because I have posted selfies of this, I am rocking an H cup.
Oh my god.
Like high G, low H. Like they are 25 pounds.
Oh my.
It is something.
How's your back?
Oh, it hurts. I haven't had years to get used to it like you girls. I am very much still adapting to back pain.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Might need a few chiropractor appointments in the future, but you'll get there. No, but I understand that sort of fear, especially when you're like a kid, like especially when you're raised to like believe these sort of things, especially under a certain like family like norm. Like you said your family was very what was your family again?
So my family traces its roots back to Ireland, England, and Spain, where we grew up very Catholic.
Oh. I imagine you probably strayed away from that over time.
Oh yeah, I don't talk to them anymore.
Oh, fair, very fair, very fair. But,
in fact, when I came out, I got written out of the will.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, my family does not approve.
Oh.
Or at least that part of my family doesn't approve. My other grandparents are super supportive.
Oh, that's so good. That's really good.
They're still old-fashioned and learning, but they're trying.
Hey, that's better than nothing. That's better than rejection.
Exactly.
Fuck that side of your family, though. But it's like what you said, it's like, bro, it's like, we don't know what to expect when we're, like, gonna get older. So, if we were to, hypothetically, our younger selves were to see our past selves, like, that sense of fear, I totally get that. Especially, like, where you went in your life. I can imagine, like, that very mixed feeling, I can only imagine that mixed feeling. It's like, we've done so much. And I can't believe this is the person I've become. I have so many questions, though. Like, that's sort of, like, that's the feeling that you would only have to, like, be able to go back in time to actually see that feeling. Because, like, it's like, time machines, we don't got time machines. It's physically impossible to go back in time. I wish we could. But speaking about going back in time, if you could, Oni, go back in time, what would you tell your past self? And I'll even throw this on, because some people like ask for specificity of this question. Like, what age would you go back to, and what would you tell that version of yourself?
If I could go back in time, what would I tell my past self? I would tell myself three very specific things. I would tell myself, don't be afraid to be who you are. Because you spend your entire early life trying to be a people pleaser and trying to be someone that you're not. Just be you. Stop trying to be the version of you that you expect everybody else to be. I would tell myself, don't be afraid to embrace change. It's terrifying, but you always come out better for it. And I would tell myself not to go. I would tell myself not to go to Sea Cadets.
Go see what?
I would tell myself not to be a Sea Cadet.
Oh, Sea Cadet. Oh, you were a Sea Cadet?
I was Tri-Element.
Oh. I'm guessing that's where you got your agoraphobia? Is that right? Or
Oh, no. The agoraphobia was a learned thing over time. I've always had a fear of the outdoors.
Oh, okay. But you would tell your younger self not to be a Sea Cadet? Okay.
Yeah, because fun fact, it wasn't until I became a Sea Cadet that I got to be out on the open ocean on a boat. And when I would realize, oh, I fucking hate this. Yeah, I spent years never actually going near the ocean. Crazy, right? I lived in Thailand, but we always lived by the beach, right? I would only ever have to be like beach deep. I wouldn't have to know all the shit that was in there. It wasn't until I was a Sea Cadet when I got to be out on the water on an actual open boat that I was like, oh, wait, fuck, the ocean sucks.
Can I ask, just like, were you always just scared of the ocean?
Apparently, yeah. which is crazy because as a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Really?
Nowadays, I'm like, oh, that was fucking dumb of me.
He's like, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Yeah, but it wasn't until I was actually out on a boat in the open ocean where I was like, oh, wait, shit, this sucks.
How long were you Sea Cadet for?
A month and a half.
A month and a half, and then you quit?
I was out of that shit immediately.
Was it like day one you realized?
So I didn't mind. It wasn't day one.
Mm-hmm.
When I say a month and a half, I technically mean a month and a half after the first ship excursion. I was a Sea Cadet for 6.5 months. I very much enjoyed it. I got to be part of the military band. I had great friends in the Sea Cadets. I got to go to various camps and excursions. It wasn't until our first open boat excursion, because each of the tri-elements has their own training exercises. As a military cadet, as a military cadet, you learn field training exercises where they take you out camping and you learn how to like make your own tents and you do all the fucking field training work. As an air cadet, they take you to pilot exercises where you get to learn how to fly gliders and get your pilot's license. Fun fact, I'm a certified pilot.
Really?
But for Sea Cadets, they take you on ocean excursions where they take you onto military liners and you work a boat. And it was when I was on the boat that I was like, oh, never mind. Can I go back that way?
So you couldn't just like skip that part, could you? You had to go through that. It was like you had to go through.
Yeah, because they can't exactly turn a boat around for one kid who turns out to be afraid of the ocean.
So you had to just deal with that for the month and a half you had to be on there.
3 days.
The
exercise was 3 days.
Oh, only 3 days. I thought you had to be like on the boat for like a month at first.
No. That's when your actual like reserves and Navy, they take you out for months at a time. As a cadet, it's like a week. It's a weekend exercise.
Okay. But
they take you port to port basically.
Okay, that's good because I couldn't imagine like the moment you were on the boat, you're stuck there for a month. You're just like, I hate this.
Yeah, so for an entire weekend, I was stuck out on the open ocean. I was like, oh no, get me the fuck out of here.
Was it just like just seeing the ocean? Like there wasn't any like sea creatures around. It was just like just the vast openness of the ocean.
It was the fact that there was no land in sight. Turns out, giant open bodies of water and me do not get along.
I mean, that makes sense. You are a virus for computers, so you're essentially an electric type. I remember when I was a part of your BioShock stream way back because you were so scared of the ocean, you wanted me there with you.
I love BioShock as a game. The first one's fine though because you're still in the city, but Gem and I played the second one on date nights and the parts where you have to like walk through the open ocean and I'm like, oh fuck this noise over and over again.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so this is my last and final question to you, Oni. Tell me, did you have layup Skechers as a kid?
I still do.
You still do?
I still wear light up shoes. Them should slap.
Did you wear specifically layup Skechers as a kid though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else I had as a kid that I still love to this day?
What else?
Heelys.
I
still own a pair of Heelys.
Do they still fit or like do you just have the shoes?
Oh no, they fit.
They do?
I still have a pair of Heelys that I wear to this day.
I only just like really learned about Heelys from the last like talk show I had where like they're really big shoes. I didn't realize that they were big. And like you can remove the wheel, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, which one do you prefer? Heelys or light up shoes?
I personally prefer Heelys.
Really?
Light up shoes were great and everything, don't get me wrong. They were definitely a lot of fun, but Heelys, that was just rollerblades on demand.
But did you ever trip when wearing them?
Oh god, all the fucking time. So learning to ride Heelys is like learning to ride a bike or a skateboard the first time. you don't quite get it. I would say it's more along the lines of riding a skateboard the first time around, because you haven't found your center of balance yet, and you will fall and you will hit the ground over and over and over. But by the time you actually learn the rhythm of it, oh, it's unbeatable.
That I've never worn Heelys before, but because I was always told that there was just such a hazard, especially at my school. So, excuse me, I never wore them. I always thought they were so cool. I never saw them before until I saw a picture of them. Again, they're really big shoes, and like just one wheel on each shoe. That was it?
So the brand that I had was the ones that had the wheels and the heels, but there are different versions of Heelys out there, like one where you can get one that's like proper rollerblades where it has a wheel in the front too. There's ones where you attach the wheels. Like, there's all kinds of wheeled shoes nowadays, but I had like the old school name brand Heelys.
Did some of the, like you said, there was like different like versions and brands, did some of them have like more wheels to them, like rollerblades, or was it always just
the
one?
the knockoff brands have more wheels to them.
Would you say just the one wheel is better than more, or?
Oh god, yeah.
Because by that point you're just wearing roller skates. I don't trust myself with roller skates. I've tried to go rollerblading once and I fell my ass a bunch. But that is the last question I have for you, Oni. Do you have any questions that you want to share, or Oni? Do you have anything you want to ask or anything?
No, not off the top of my head.
All right. Well, I guess this is where we can cap off for today's stream. Thank you, Oni, for joining me today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's always so nice to talk to you, Oni, and learning so much about you, like how talented you are with, like, I didn't know you could play every instrument, like at least like from your grass, and that your part of your family's in the hall, like Hall of Rock, right?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And
the fact being that you burned a house down once. I now know that. No, this has been so lovely. Thank you again, Oni, for being here. And thank you, chat, for joining us and watching us talk about nostalgia and learning more about Oni today. I am going to set up a raid. Ooh, Cat is shooting.
After the stream, be sure to pop into Tim's server where we're going to watch an episode of Chaotic.
You're going to drag me in there, aren't you?
I am going to force you to watch this shit because it is peak.
Fair enough. I want to see at least one episode. Who? Did Grubs, you already picked a... Oh, Grubs, you already picked Portal. Okay, hold on. I can see that since you redeemed it. I will raid Cat another day. Cat streams a lot, so that's fine. Let's see here. Who is Sippo Gaming Guild? Ooh, their characters look so silly. Oh, yeah, let's raid them. Bet. Let me set up raid. There we go. There we go. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you again, Oni, for being here with me. I don't think I'll stream tomorrow, but tomorrow I will be hosting a Fortnite game night tomorrow, if anyone's interested, tomorrow night on Wednesday in my public Discord server. So if you have not joined, make sure you go find the link in my About section to join and play some Fortnite with me.
You better be inviting me, bitch.
Do you want to play Fortnite with me, Oni?
Yes, we talked about playing Fortnite together ages ago, and then you've never invited me.
There's a lot of things we need to do together. I'm so sorry, Oni. I'm so sorry.
I've got to get you set up in Infinite Fusion. Oh my god. When we hop into the server to watch the episode of Chaotic, I've got to boot up Infinite Fusion and show you some of these Mellow fusions because
I would love to see them. I would love to see them. Oh, I'm very excited. But yeah, Wednesday no stream, but game night in my server for Fortnite. Thursday we'll have a special guest to do another interview, which will be very fun. And Friday no stream. So expect me on Thursday for another stream. Thank you again for everyone joining. My shift is over. I'm probably gonna make you a problem. Oh god. Oh no, Eli, no. We gotta end the stream now. Bye everyone.